And here we go. Alright. Oop, hold on. Alright. So, do you know what an upstander is, Mother?
I don't. I've never heard of that phrase commonly used, but I would imagine it would be somebody who fights for what they believe in. That's what I would believe in, or believe to be.
Okay, yeah, that's correct. And since we're talking about upstanders, how would you say that Martin Luther King is an upstanding person?
Well, I would imagine he'd be the ultimate upstanding person because he gave his life for what he believed in, and he put himself out in the open in front of a cause and led a cause and ultimately paid with his life for it. So, I mean, how much more could you really ask of somebody? Okay. And a lot of people don't do that. You know, a lot of people don't want to take the responsibility of being an upstander, or they let things just happen and they don't do anything about it. So it's very admirable.
But what about the other thousands of people in the civil rights movement?
Yeah, but it started with somebody vocalizing and somebody being like kind of the poster boy for the cause. So it's very...
Why is Martin Luther King the poster boy?
Because people needed him to speak and to say everything, and so they could, you know, get behind him. Somebody had to be the person that was going to speak.
Okay. Was there ever an upstander in your life?
An upstander in my life? Oh, my mother. When my mother was in high school, at Maine South High School in the 70s, the rule was that all girls had to wear skirts, and my mother refused to do it because she thought it was ridiculous that in the winter she would be made to wear a skirt, so she would wear jeans. And every time she wore jeans to school, she would be brought into the principal's office and told that she was going to get a detention because she was breaking the rules. But she thought the rules were ridiculous. And they would call my grandmother all the time and say, "Your daughter's in trouble for wearing pants." And my mother and my grandmother both didn't care at all, and so that was that. Granted, it didn't change any lives, but maybe it did. Maybe it's, you know, very important feminist movement.
Okay, so how did she inspire you? How does that inspire you?
I always wear pants in the winter. No, I'm just kidding. No, I do. Because sometimes rules are ridiculous. Sometimes rules are archaic and they're not right for the current day. I mean, it wasn't right that, you know, black people couldn't sit down at the same diner counter as a white person. So somebody had to go against that. It's not, you know, it's not right that the guys at Maine South in the 70s could be warm and the girls had to freeze at the bus stop. So it's a little thing, but it means a lot. Okay,
and would your life be the same if she wasn't that upstanding person to you?
No. I think she's been very...
How would it be different?
Well, I think I would be a different person in terms of what I think I can achieve and what I can go after, and anything is possible type attitude and career focus and everything that she taught me.
Alright, well, have you ever been inspired by a fictitious upstander?
Like in a book or a movie?
Yeah, a book or a movie.
Yeah, I liked, now I'm going to forget who it was. Catching the Rye, Holden Caulfield. He was kind of a character that went against the grain and just did whatever he felt was right in his own world.
Was he the main character?
Yes, he was.
And who did that main character inspire?
The main character inspired in the book?
In real life.
Somebody bad, I think. I think he inspired a murderer, so that's not really a good example.
Yeah, Mark David Chapman.
Yeah.
The murderer of John Lennon.
Could you just give me a minute? Let me check. Okay, are you going to edit this?
Yeah, there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, someone in a book that was an upstander. Or a movie.
Or a TV show.
It
could even be Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh, I'll tell you, that goofy movie, Erin Brockovich, where the woman was just a single mother and she went to work for a law firm and she was just filing papers, and she came across all of these documented cases of people getting cancer in the area, and she went and researched it, and she found out that there was contaminants in the water in this local little town that these people were living in, and she went and researched it, and she had no business doing it. I mean, she was just like, that wasn't her job to go and do that. And she fought and fought and fought, and she got big legal settlements for all of these poor people that had cancer and lost loved ones. And she was just, by all practical purposes, a secretary, you know, like as if she had no, that sounds bad. I don't mean it like that. I mean, she
didn't have to do
didn't have to do it. She took it upon herself to uncover all of this stuff and help people.
Okay, so have you ever thought of yourself to be an upstander in any way?
This is a tough interview. Yeah, I mean, I don't, like, if I see, okay, when I was like 11, one time, I was at the mall and I saw a woman just beating up her child. The child was like 2 years old. No, really, I'm serious, don't laugh at me. And I said, like, hey, don't do that. Like, and maybe I was just a child, but I knew it was right and wrong. So I think your whole life, there's people that are gonna say, like, hey, you shouldn't do that, or hey, and maybe they're perceived as like nosy or something like that, but really they could be really helping somebody. So I think my whole life, if I ever saw true black and white, right and wrong, I would say, hey, like, I would acknowledge that something was wrong. I wouldn't just turn a blind eye. Is that kind of...
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Thanks, Mom.